Hey everybody, welcome back to another Crypto Decoded video. I'm Jose, and today I want to talk to you about one of my favorite projects in the crypto space, Injective Protocol. By the end of this video, you will know everything you need to know about this project and why it's going to dominate headlines in November and December. Injective Protocol not only has a very strong value proposition, but also boasts one of the very best tokenomics in the entire industry. This team is just knocking it out of the park, and I'm excited to tell you all about it. If you're excited to learn more, hit those like and subscribe buttons, and let's get to it. To be clear, this is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. I'm making this video because I'm a nerd who likes crypto, and I really like this project. Most of the information here I got from a very talented writer and analyst called Sec. I will post links to his articles below so you can read more if you're interested in doing a deeper dive. So first things first, what is Injective Protocol? Injective Protocol is many things, but it's best described as a Cosmos SDK chain with an Ethereum bridge and soon full EVM compatibility. In practice, it's similar to a layer 2 decentralized exchange that allows users to create and trade any financial market. Injective will not only allow users to trade spot pairs like most exchanges, but will also enable margin trading, perpetuals, crypto futures, commodities, equities, forex, and more. Injective Protocol was started by CEO Eric Chen in 2018. His goal was to solve many of the problems that still plague DEXs today: front-running, slow transaction speeds, high fees, poor user interfaces, and more. Since its inception, Injective has caught the attention of high-profile investors. Not only was it one of the first projects admitted to the Binance Labs incubation program in 2018, but the project is also backed by famous cryptocurrency hedge fund Pantera Capital and billionaire investor of Shark Tank fame, Mark Cuban. What do they know that we don't? Well, I'll tell you. Injective is special because it combines some of the best features of centralized and decentralized exchanges, without the shortcomings of either. To help explain this, I'll quickly describe the pros and cons of the most famous decentralized and centralized exchanges, and then explain how Injective Protocol does it better. Much better. Uniswap is the most famous decentralized exchange in the world, and if you've been trading cryptocurrency any time in the last 2 years, you've likely used it. However, due to some of the problems I'm about to describe, you're likely not a big fan. If you want to trade on Uniswap, you have to be prepared to pay exorbitant gas fees, sometimes in the hundreds of dollars per transaction. You have to be prepared to have your transaction front-run by bots. You're limited by spot volume only, which means there's no derivatives, and you can't place limit orders so you can buy at the price you want. You can't even see a price chart. Exchanges like PancakeSwap may solve the gas fee problem, but otherwise, they aren't much better. I don't know about you, but having to pull up another website like DEX Tools to see a live chart is a little annoying. However, the reason Uniswap and PancakeSwap are popular is because there's no KYC restrictions, and therefore anyone in the world can use them. Anyone can create a new trading pair, and because it's decentralized, you maintain custody of your tokens. You don't have to worry about withdrawal limits or an exchange being hacked. Okay, so you may say, Jose, I don't want to deal with any of that. I'll just use a centralized exchange. Well, there's some major issues with those too. Centralized exchanges like Binance, KuCoin, or Coinbase can decide to freeze your account whenever. They are prone to hacks and have extensive KYC, that's Know Your Customer, requirements. The saying, not your keys, not your coins, exists for a very good reason. And depending on where you live, you may not even be able to use certain exchanges. Exchanges also control what tokens get listed, often requiring projects to pay high listing fees to even have their token enabled for trading. On the other hand, centralized exchanges can be nice to trade with because they offer many of the tools that decentralized exchanges lack. For example, they usually have an order book so you can see who is selling and buying and at what prices, a price chart to track the price, and they also have little to no fees per transactions. And not only do they allow spot trading, but most also allow you to trade derivatives and use leverage. Okay, so how does Injective compare to what's out there today? Well, I don't want to hype this up too much and be too much of a shill, but Injective kind of does it all. Built on the Cosmos SDK, all transactions are secured by Tendermint-based proof-of-stake consensus mechanism and achieve instant transaction finality. There are zero gas fees, there are only tiny maker and taker fees. It's fully decentralized, which means the community can easily create new pairs and markets. Due to both IBC connectivity and EVM compatibility, at launch it will list both Ethereum pairs as well as any token in the Cosmos ecosystem like Atom, Luna, Band, and Osmo. Unlike most decentralized exchanges, Injective does feature an order book and allows you to place limit as well as market orders. To my knowledge, this is the only DEX that allows this. It's a huge deal. And unlike most DEXs, Injective is one of the few that allows the trading of derivatives and is the first derivatives DEX on Cosmos. This is important because the derivatives markets is one of the largest markets in the world, estimated to be in the hundreds of trillions of dollars on the low end or over $1 quadrillion on the high end. Hold that thought for a second. I will explain shortly why this should excite anyone that's holding Injective. And lastly, I'll quickly point out that the Injective Protocol allows for the creation of many more types of markets. We are talking about crypto as well as financial markets. One day you will see equities, stocks, commodities, silver, oil, and gold, foreign currency exchange, trading currencies, and more on this decentralized exchange. All right, so with that out of the way, we have finally arrived to the most important part and the reason you should really pay attention to the Injective Protocol project. Volume on the protocol directly leads to the price appreciation of the Injective token, INJ. Every 2 weeks, 60% of the fees collected on the exchange during those 2 weeks are auctioned off to the highest bidder, with bids being made with the INJ token. Put another way, if the protocol collects $166.666 million worth of fees in a 2-week period, 60% of that, $100 million, would be up for grabs in an auction. Multiple arbitrage traders will then bid amongst themselves, and the one with the highest bid, paid in Injective, would win the $100 million pot. So for example, if there were 3 buyers that bought Injective and placed bids, one for $99 million, another for $99.3 million, and one more for $99.5 million, the final bidder would win, and their prize is $500,000 simply for participating in the auction. If institutions buying millions of dollars of INJ on the open market every 2 weeks doesn't sound rad, it gets better. The INJ that the winning bidder uses to win the auction is burned after the auction. It's destroyed, removed from circulating supply. So every 2 weeks, INJ is market bought so bidders can attempt to win the fees collected during the 2-week period, and then the INJ is destroyed forever. You've heard of supply shocks, but no one in the world has seen a supply shock quite like this. Remember when I said that Injective Protocol was an exchange? Well, I lied. It's not just an exchange, it's actually so much more. Injective Protocol is actually, well, big surprise, a protocol. A protocol that allows anyone to build any type of exchange on top of it, from institutional grade exchanges to entry level. Whether it be spot, derivatives, NFTs, equities, commodities, forex, any market can be traded without restrictions. All the necessary tools are provided by the Injective team. Remember when I said that 60% of fees are collected and burned? Well, the other 40% of the fees collected are given to the relayers. That's another word for the exchanges built on the protocol. These could be considered referral incentives. So the protocol is directly incentivizing individuals and institutions to build relayers, exchanges, and 40% of the fees that they collect are the rewards for their trouble, in perpetuity. They can use this for marketing and to grow their platform even further. And here's the beauty of it. Each exchange built on the protocol will share a decentralized order book, enabling liquidity to be shared between every exchange. The more relayers there are, the more liquidity all the exchanges have, the more volume that is traded through the protocol, and the more INJ that is market bought and burned. And remember, and I can't stress this enough, unlike other decentralized and decentralized exchanges, any type of financial market can be built on top of the Injective Protocol. Injective can tap into multiple multi-trillion-dollar markets. Crypto spot, derivatives, commodities, equities, and forex are all single to triple-digit trillion-dollar markets. If Injective captures a small percent of the volume and charges just 0.1% maker fees and 0.2% taker fees, which are the standard fees on exchanges such as Binance, they will be generating countless millions of dollars worth of transaction fees every 2 weeks. Millions of dollars of INJ would be market bought to make bids to collect these fees, and then the same amount of Injective would be destroyed. When people find out, this is going to cause a market frenzy. Volume leads to market buys, which leads to the burn mechanism, which leads to hype, which leads to volume, onward and onward. You get the idea. So I know that was a lot of information, but we are almost finished. I'm sure you're wondering, wow, that sounds really amazing, but like, where can I get this Injective token? As well as, when is all that stuff you said supposed to happen? Very good questions indeed. Firstly, the very best place to purchase INJ is on Binance, if you have access to that exchange. Americans are not allowed to use it though. The second best place to get the token is on PancakeSwap. If you've never used PancakeSwap, you'll need to use a bridge to send your ERC20 tokens from MetaMask to the Binance Smart Chain before you can trade. Make sure to get some BNB during the process because you'll need it to use the exchange. I will put a link to the Binance bridge below. You can also get it on Kraken and Gemini. Secondly, if you do want to get Injective of your own accord because I am not a financial advisor, I would advise you to hurry. On Saturday, the CEO, Eric Chen, is going to be speaking at a Cosmos event, and it is very likely that he is going to announce the canonical launch of the Injective Protocol. The protocol is already live, but there are currently trading limits on the exchange. By next week, it is expected that these trading limits will be lifted, and it will be all systems go. After 3 years of hard work and extensive testing, the protocol will go live next week, I think. Market makers are standing by to provide liquidity and make this launch successful. The Injective team is also announcing liquidity incentives to encourage people to use the exchange. I'm telling you, they've really thought of everything. This is a AAA product made by a AAA team with a AAA network of investors and institutional players ready to make this the best exchange in the world. There is so much more that I could say. Like I could talk about their DeFi products that they're creating, like lending and insurance programs. But I think I've said more than enough already. Let me know if you want me to make a follow-up video. And if there's any projects you think are dope, let me know. And if there's enough support, I'll be happy to cover those as well. Anyways, I hope you really enjoyed this video. And until next time, friends, take care.